Aloha, and welcome to the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. I'm your host, Owen Krepps, and we've talked a lot of different sports throughout our journey together through our EYT Main Street Sports Show since January. Basketball, baseball, football, all that good stuff. But today we're going to switch things up a little bit, and we're going to be talking disc golf. We're here with three members of the Oil City Disc Golf Society. Justin Brentzel, Matt McFadden, and Caleb Carrow. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Where are you guys at in terms of, I don't know, what's the season like? What is this time of year like with disc golf? Are you guys just kicking things back in high gear?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of peak season as soon as the weather gets nice, and
right.
That's when everyone goes out and plays.
How often have you guys played so far this season?
We better leave it to him.
I have 110 rounds in.
Wow.
Yeah.
About 60.
What's a round?
18 holes.
18 holes, okay. Just making sure, because this is a sport, no offense, that is some of our audience members probably isn't as familiar with as, say, as a football, baseball, basketball. But yeah, just in general, just how are things going with you guys just overall, like in life, just in general? Our first segment is just a very nonchalant. We'll get into our main interview portion here, but we know Justin here is friends with our one of our producers, so that's how we got you guys on the show. Tell me a little bit about the society itself. How is that organized and things like that?
Well, back in 2011, some people in Oil City got together and they ended up getting a grant to put in a 18-hole disc golf course at Hassan Park in Oil City. And a lot of the founding members and people that played kind of moved away, and disc golf kind of slowed down there for a little bit. But back in 2019, a group of us got together. Justin and Matt joined along pretty much right then and there, and we started the Oil Valley Disc Golf Society, and we've done a lot at Hassan Park and a lot to grow disc golf in general.
So you guys are all like board members, I guess you would say?
Yeah,
are you guys
I'm
officially
chair, Justin would be league director, tournament director, and Matt is our treasurer.
And relatively recent thing, 2011 you said, right?
Yeah, I think what really made disc golf explode was probably 2020 when we had that pandemic.
Yeah.
Social distancing was a big thing, and people needed to get outside. So the PDGA, the Professional Disc Golf Association, memberships doubled in that year alone. So disc golf has definitely been growing over the past few years.
Absolutely. We'll talk a lot about the sport, how it's growing, and things like that when we come back. Our next segment is kind of just general sports headlines, so we'll jump into that. But that's all coming up on the Explore Clarion Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show, live from the Haskell House and on exploreClarion.com.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kale's Kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kale's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Welcome to 12 Series, a veteran-owned and operated company. Want to stand out amongst the crowd? This is the brand for you. They have apparel that ranges from cardio tanks and hoodies to sweat noggin covers. The apparel isn't just designed for the gym, it's designed for everyday life. Whether at work, the range, or at a family outing, 12 Series will turn heads. Find and like 12 Series on Facebook and Instagram.
Throughout West Central Pennsylvania, people are losing their glasses. Well, they haven't really lost them. They just don't need them anymore. Thanks to the amazing LASIK surgeons at Laurel Eye Clinic. Call Laurel Eye Clinic and schedule your free consultation.
Welcome back to the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show, live from the Haskell House on exploreClarion.com. We're joined by 3 disc golf local players. And before we jump into this national sports headlines and all that good stuff, I wanted to ask just this question. And I'm sure some of our audience members are curious about it too. What is the highest level of disc golf play that there is in the United States or just in the world in general?
You could be a touring pro
Okay.
and make millions of dollars like some of them.
What is that? There's no league though, or there is tour? It's kind of like just golf in general, where there's separate venues and things like that.
All over the country, all over the world actually, there's courses. There's more disc golf courses in the United States than there are Dunkin' Donuts.
Really?
So that shows how popular it's becoming.
Yeah.
And just like the actual golf tour, it's PDGA, so compared to DGA,
Right, okay.
it's Pro Disc Golf.
You guys don't take up as much space though, so it's
Yeah.
a lot easier to.
Yeah.
Is there like a hot shot athlete out there that you guys idolize or anything like that, or is there a big like, who's the Connor McDavid of disc golf?
Oh man, I'd say Kelvin Heimberg or Paul Macbeth, Anthony Barella.
Have you met any of these guys or anything?
I have not.
Got a chance to play against them?
Never had a chance to play against them, but yeah, I've got to go to the World Championships, and a lot of the touring pros were coming to Pittsburgh over the well, not recently, but back in 2018, 2019.
Cool.
There were some big names here.
Well, speaking of Pittsburgh, let's go over our 3 sports teams just in the general area. Penguins, Mike Sullivan will represent the Team USA at the Olympic Games. Not the Mike Sullivan news I wanted. I think he should be done in Pittsburgh, but good for him. He could still get fired and coach the Olympic team, with Jake Gensel probably being on that team, which will be a nice reunion. They also extended 2 decent players, young players, Jonathan Gruden and Jack St. Ivany. I don't think Gruden's an NHL player anymore. Just the overall in the NHL and the NBA, we're into the second round. We got the Celtics, Pacers, Mavs, and Timberwolves left in the NBA, and the Oilers, Stars, Rangers, and Panthers left in the NHL. You guys have a favorite? Are you guys basketball or hockey fans by any means, or?
I'm a basketball guy.
Yeah. Who you pulling for?
I was my original bet at the beginning was Denver, Boston, but they kind of blew that. So I'd like to see Minnesota.
Yeah. I'm pulling for the Dallas Stars in the NHL. Are you guys hockey fans at all, or?
A little bit when the Penguins get knocked out.
When the Penguins are good, which unfortunately we're 2 years straight without them. PGA happened or underway. I don't know much about golf in terms of the traditional swing and a club golf, but Scotty Scheffler got in trouble, and I saw that, so that was interesting.
I saw they're not dropping the charges either.
They're not.
No.
More and more. These are the new Tiger Woods. Pirates. Well, let's go Steelers real quick. Steelers, not much going on given the offseason, but we do have some big news. The draft is coming to Steel City in 2026. I don't know if it's worth going.
I love the draft, but I'm questioning where they're going to have it in Pittsburgh.
That's true, because they don't do it like the NHL does, where it's just at the arena.
Yeah, I was thinking the point would be
The point will
spot.
probably be where it's at. I don't see. I mean, have they done it in a stadium before? Because just put it in Heinz
I think
Field
so,
or
but I know
Acrisure.
Detroit was breaking records. They had hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I was in
of people
Detroit
there.
recently, and there was a buzz in the city. But yeah, we'll see. It'll be fun. Good for Pittsburgh, and then bad for Pittsburgh. Speaking of bad for the Pirates, 23 and 27 currently. They just take one step forward and two step backs. It's the same with Pirates as we're used to. Any thoughts on these guys? Paul Skeens looks good though. That's always good. But will he be a Yankee or a Dodger? I hope that doesn't happen. Jack Suwinski got demoted today. I saw that. So he's down with Henry Davis on the chopping block. And then also some relatively big news. Barry Bonds, Jim Leyland, and Manny Sangelin. I don't know if that's how you say his name. They'll be introduced into the Pirates Hall of Fame. So that's good for them. Yeah. I'm not sure if Barry Bonds is the best judge of character or anything like that. But any overall baseball thoughts from you guys?
Not much of a baseball guy.
No?
Nope.
Hope the Pirates pull it together. We need a bullpen, but
yeah. Well, actually, we have a couple minutes here. Let's just jump right into our first interview segment before we cut to break. Actually, I want to talk about the sport in general, and given the sport that you guys play, let's just go over the basics of it real quick for our audience. How many holes? What do you guys play with? Like, what specific equipment do you guys use? Where do you guys play around here? And then most importantly, how did you guys get started playing this?
You can start.
I mean, it was 2012, a year after the course was put in Oil City. A buddy of mine bought me a starter set of 3 discs, and my initial thoughts were this is kind of silly, but I went out, and then I've been hooked ever since. Justin, when did you start playing?
When I got with my wife, we were dating at the time, and she asked me if I've ever disc golfed. And I thought it sounded like the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. So we went to Buell Park, which is in Hermitage. It was me, her, and my now father-in-law, and kind of got hooked from day one. Took some time off and then got back into it when I started working not on the road from when I started being home more often. So
similar story here. I started, I'm one of the COVID bloomers. I came out and started playing, have something to do outside. But same scenario. I thought the sport was kind of silly. Went out and played around, and that night I think I was messaging Caleb what discs I should buy at Dunham's, and so I immediately got hooked. It's funny how it goes from just something silly to you have a blast playing.
Yeah, of course. And then similar to golf, it's 9 or 18 holes or however many you want to play, and it's basically golf but with frisbees. So,
yeah.
What are the frisbees specifically tailored to the game you play, or can they be all different shapes and sizes?
Yeah, so I know a lot of disc golfers get a little offended when they hear the term frisbee golf or frolf, but I mean the main difference is a frisbee is wider in diameter and you can play catch with it. Discs are smaller in diameter, and you have putters that are similar to a frisbee. They're thicker, but you have mid-ranges that get a little thinner, and then drivers are very sharp, and you wouldn't want to play catch with one of those.
So you shift your disc between
yeah,
where
so if you're
at the
closer,
course.
you want to use a putter. Usually it goes a little more straighter and slower, and if you're farther away, you want a thinner disc that'll cut through the air and travel farther.
It's interesting that you guys all got started later on in your life. Is that typical for most people, or are there people that picked it up when they were 2-3 years old?
I think in the area, disc golf is still in its infancy.
Right.
So I'm actually a physical education teacher at North Clarion, and I've got a lot of kids hooked on it, and it's really nice to see some kids that have graduated are really getting into it. I had one student that for his Eagle Scout project, he installed a disc golf course at Leaper Park, Caleb Wilbert.
Okay, cool. That brings me to my next question. Where are the places to play? We mentioned Hassan. We just mentioned Leaper. Where are the courses around here?
There's actually one just a few miles down the road. A good buddy of mine, Jake Ledbetter, has Pinecrest. It's a 9-hole course behind the ball golf course. Super awesome course. He has a tournament coming up for anybody interested. And even trying it out, you have a starter division. Hassan obviously is a gem. I go pretty much everywhere. I'll be in Ohio this weekend for the Ohio Masters Championship. I was in Ohio a couple weeks ago. Plan to go to New York in a couple weeks. Pretty much everywhere. Some of the best courses in the country are actually an hour and a half from here at Moraine State Park and Deer Lakes. So we're pretty lucky to have what we have in the area. Grove City has a couple courses. Hermitage has a couple courses. So you can get in your car and drive an hour and be at a really good course.
Slippery Rock had a world championship.
Slippery Rock.
College
Yep.
campus has a really nice course.
Absolutely. Well, I have a couple more questions on courses in general, but we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with members of Disc Golf on the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show.
Hey Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at Tio Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Tio Nesta Builder Supply, and yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at Tio Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Tio Nesta, and yes, Tio Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tio Nesta Builders.
Tio Nesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tio Nesta and Shippensville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
No matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and toasty inside with a built-in-the-USA super efficient furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Affordable, quiet, and reliable. You can count on your furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Protect your home or business from all those sneaky pests. Give Hugh Henry's Pest Management a call at 814-316-1875 or check them out online at bugguy.com. Pest Management, where nature and technology meet.
Hi, my name is Jason and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665.
Welcome back to the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. We're here with 3 members of the Oil Valley Disc Golf Society. I said Oil City earlier. I apologize for that. We were talking about courses and specifically, and one more question I wanted to ask on the course side of things is what makes a good course? It's not like when I go golfing, which is very rare, I like diversity and I like challenge and things, even though I'm terrible at golf. Are you guys similar in that aspect?
Yeah, I mean, I think what really makes a good course is just that it has that aspect of challenge, but also a good design to where it's playable. So, you don't want a course that is too hard to play or there's too many trees to where you're just playing for luck, but it has a nice design, dedicated fairways, relatively clean, and provides a lot of challenge.
Is there an infamous hole around the area where it's like, oh, not hole 7 at Hassan or something like that?
If you're talking Hassan, hole 12 at Hassan is probably the
Is that
hole.
like infamous hard-wise or?
Yeah, so
difficulty?
It's like a long tunnel, trees on both sides, and on the side of the hill. So if you're clipping any trees and go down the hill, it's a tough get back.
One of what I thought was going to be my future jobs when I was 9 was going to be a mini golf designer, just because I was one of those kids. But like, is that do you guys like get creative with your course designing and things like that? I know you guys probably aren't involved as much as in that aspect of things, but or is it just green and mostly?
Yeah, I think we're working toward that. In disc golf, there's only so much you can do with a basket, but a big thing is to elevate the baskets. So I've seen some that hang from trees. So
that's fun.
Things like that.
Of course. Now I want to talk about your guys' how things are set up in terms of like leagues and things like that. How are you guys all set up in terms of like your society that you guys are in? Is there specific age groups, brackets, any things like that?
So I run the league. We started about 3 years ago, and it's sanctioned, which means you're following all the PDGA rules. You're playing for a player rating. You have something to play for. It's not just going out and playing a casual round. So starting last year, I started in April. We did 3 10-week sessions, so 30 weeks of sanctioned play. We averaged, I think, 18 people a week for 30 weeks. We had people coming from Erie and Grove City, a couple Pittsburgh, a couple Ohio guys, obviously our local guys, and it's pretty successful. We just had league last night. The weather held out, so we had a pretty good night, and looking forward to continuing to do it. I got great help with Matt running the money box, and Paul, he's our spreadsheet guy, so it makes things run really, really smooth. And then Dustin, he's our tournament guy. He runs a great tournament, and I want to thank him personally for all the help he's given me and helping the course and helping the club and running good tournaments. So.
Yeah, and league too, Tionesta has a course in as well, and we actually have taken our league to Tionesta as well. So trying to spread it out and go to multiple courses and getting the community involved.
Of course. I see you brought a book with you, your stat book and things like. What all stats I'll let you take the reins. What all stats do you want to share, and are these like from your guys' specific leagues, or is it just pick up and play, or is it both?
Yeah, so overall from the course, since it's been put in since 2011, most people use a scoring app called UDisc. So if they're using that app, then we can get data on them. So since it's been put in, there's been 9,470 rounds played. 759 different players have played the course.
Wow.
And so I think this last April, which is actually great numbers, we had 62 unique players come play just this last month for a total of 190 rounds. So the course is getting a lot of good traffic. It brings people from all over. They got to eat, so it brings people to the local businesses. Right. So it's great for the community to have it there.
That's Hassan.
That's at Hassan.
That's the Hassan Park.
Specifically.
How do you take those stats? Just that's by what they score off of that app.
So they use that app, and then we get a monthly summary from that app that we can use to track how many rounds, and the whole average is just to make sure that our holes are scoring fairly. Yeah.
Speaking of statistics, I'm curious, how many aces do you guys? You guys call them aces?
Yeah.
What are some stats you guys can brag about yourself about?
I have 12 aces, and I have one that was over 400 feet.
Wow. I can't. Wow. That's.
I have 18 aces, nothing near 400 feet, but pretty good ones.
And I have 3. I think my farthest was 300.
What is the furthest you guys have ever traveled for this sport? And different, like you mentioned, you're going to in Ohio here pretty soon. What's the highest level you guys have played at as well?
They have different tiers, like an A tier, B tier, C tier. I've gone 5 hours for a B tier out to Failer Lake, which is the #1 course in the state. It's amazing. If you haven't been there, I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah, I know Matt's traveled.
Yeah, so I went to Nashville. They have the Music City Open there. So the pros come through the week before, and then they have the amateur tournament the weekend after. So Nashville Music City Open was the biggest one I've gone to. It was a blast. I think the field was 500, 600 people.
Would you guys ever travel as a group or anything like that?
Yeah, we had a group of guys from Pittsburgh and all over the area that played together that all went down, and we got a cabin down there to stay in, so we had a good time.
Of course. All right, so I want to talk about probably the main thing I wanted to get to with your guys' sport is the growth of it and just how many people have been playing it. Since specifically you guys said COVID, how much of an impact did that have on not just your guys' sport, but you guys specifically?
Yeah, like I said, through the PDGA, memberships doubled. And if you talk to anyone that plays disc golf, there's a good chance, just like Matt, that there were a lot of people that started playing over COVID.
Why do you think that is, though? Is it pretty obvious, cooped up in the house?
I think there's a lot of draw to disc golf. I would say number one is the cost. It doesn't cost any money to go out to a disc golf course, at least most courses, and play. It's just very inclusive. I mean, anyone can do it. I was just talking to a substitute teacher at my school, Scott Underhill, and he said he was out playing with his 7-year-old and his dad. So, I mean, it's for all ages, gender, physical disabilities, anyone can do it.
Not to discredit what you guys do as a sport, but I feel like it's easier to pick up and play than, say, golf itself. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I think that's one of the...
Harder to master, though, I'm sure.
I would say, I think golf's harder in general.
Right.
But the nice thing about the sport is that it is easier to pick up, and so it is a lot more fun to go out and pick up a disc, go play the course, and have a good time compared to, we all know, or if you're golfers, we've all gone and brought somebody new, and it's just a miserable experience if they can't hit the ball. So it's a lot more easier. You're constantly moving down the fairway. And I think that's one of the draws of new beginners and getting into the course.
Yeah. You mentioned equipment. I'm curious, other than discs, what else, are there specific shoes or anything like that? Or other than that, that's really all you need, right?
I would say you just need the disc. So, I mean, anyone watching, if you're interested in playing, if you know anyone that plays disc golf, I know I can speak for all of us. We have an abundance of discs, and we don't mind lending them out. You could always go to Dunham's and get a starter set for about $20, and I know their whole inventory of discs has gone up over the years too.
That's one thing about golf that I never understand is people's fascination with my club has to be this specific and all that thing. It seems like that you guys have literally avoided that step in the process. But
I mean, you could still get picky. Like Matt, for example, likes blue discs. He only throws blue discs. I know guys that only throw pink discs. It's just whatever's easier to find, Believe it or not, it's very hard to find a fluorescent green or fluorescent pink disc in the woods, so I'm not picking on anybody for their choice of disc color. Back to the equipment and the shoes, actually. If you're looking to get into it and you do get into it, I recommend something Gore-Tex. It withstands the wear and tear. I know I've probably gone through 9 pair of shoes in the last couple years, but I also go 1,000 miles a year playing disc golf. So.
Yeah. I was just going to ask, specifically with the equipment and practicing, what is that like other than just going out and playing? Would you guys have those, the cages at home or anything like that, and you just practice in the backyard or things like that, I'm assuming?
Yeah, you can. I think each of us have a practice basket. You can pretty much, I know people that set them up in their house during the wintertime, their basement, wherever, garage. And it's great practice. Putting is probably the most important thing that you could learn how to do. If you're good at that, the rest of it comes together. So.
Yeah, we don't really have driving ranges around here, but going out and doing field work and then throwing in a field and just figuring out your shots.
I mean, and it's you won't lose the balls. Because it's not balls. They're one more quick question I have, and I'm sure this is not a quick question because I'm sure you guys could talk about this for a bit, but weather. How much of an impact? I mean, it's an outdoor sport, so you have so much. Do you guys play in the rain?
We try not to. If it's a thunderstorm or something, we try not to. A little bit of rain, it separates. It's a separator. It's harder. You're throwing a piece of plastic with wet hands, so it's key to have an umbrella, something waterproof. They have crush bags with the chalk to keep your hands dry. You need them for hot days too because the humidity makes your hands a little bit sweaty and slick. So.
Yeah, going back to your question about the comparison between golf and disc golf, wind is a major factor with a frisbee. So when it is a big windy day, it adds a lot of challenge to the course.
Absolutely. are there specific courses that are windier than others, or are there areas of the year that you try to avoid due to wind or anything like that?
Probably the windiest course I played was just this past March. Matt and I and a couple buddies went out towards Lancaster and played Muddy Run, which is, I think, the #2 course in the state. Amazing course, but the location of it, the wind was outrageous. It was frustrating. It was a heck of a good time, but it was too windy.
Yeah, I've saw some good memes of people playing in Kansas, and they're really close to the basket, and they let go of the disc, and then it just
goes the other way.
backwards.
Yeah, I'm sure it can be aggravating. We're going to take another quick break here, and we'll be back with 3 members. We got Justin Brentzel, Matt McFadden, and Caleb Carrow here, all members of the Oil Valley Disc Golf Society. We'll be back with them on the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet on exploreClarion.com.
This is a great show.
Hey, check out this all-new 2024 Chevrolet Trax 1RS in Cacti Green. Let's talk about some of those safety features. We have blind spot monitoring system, we have forward collision system with alert and brake, and we have lane departure warning as well. How about the gas mileage?
30 miles per gallon average. Yeah, it's great. Bumper-to-bumper warranty and the 5-year 60,000 mile powertrain warranty.
And check out the clarity on this backup camera on this 11-inch touchscreen. Can you believe you get all the features like heated steering wheel, heated seats, remote start, power sunroof, all for $24,900?
It's a great value in the new Chevrolet. Hey, check out this Glacier Blue RST Silverado 4x4 Z71 4-wheel drive, 5.3 liter V8. It's a really nice sharp truck. All LT and RST Silverados have this same interior. Got this really large touchscreen display, built-in Google Maps, heated seats, automatic climate control, heated steering wheel. We have a backup camera, really great display, and all the safety aspects. Adaptive parking, adaptive braking, pedestrian braking, blind spot mitigation.
Follow us to Redbank Chevrolet.
Protect your home or business from all those sneaky pests. Give Hugh Henry's Pest Management a call at 814-316-1875 or check them out online at bugguy.com. Pest Management, where nature and technology meet.
No matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and toasty inside with a built-in-the-USA super efficient furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Affordable, quiet, and reliable. You can count on your furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Welcome to 12 Series, a veteran-owned and operated company. Want to stand out amongst the crowd? This is the brand for you. They have apparel that ranges from cardio tanks and hoodies to sweat noggin covers. The apparel isn't just designed for the gym, it's designed for everyday life. Whether at work, the range, or at a family outing, 12 Series will turn heads. Find and like 12 Series on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. We're here with 3 members of the Oil Valley Disc Golf Society. The main question that I wanted to ask, pretty much for having you guys on as soon as we booked you, is what do you want to do, or should people do if they want to start playing disc golf? What are the first steps that they should take if they're watching tonight and say, hey, that might be fun?
I think I mentioned it earlier. Talk to someone that may already play disc golf, but if you have no one that does, it's fine. Like I said, Dunham's Sporting Goods has a good selection. For about $20, you can get a starter set. But in the area, I mean, I think there's a lot of easy courses to get started on. I have a 9-hole course at North Clarion that's easy. Clarion County Park has 9 holes. They don't have any baskets, but it's an object course where you try to hit a sign. I know they're working toward getting some baskets, but yeah, just reaching out to someone, and I think we kind of discussed it during the break. It's just an easy sport to pick up and love.
There's a scoring app you can download on your phone too called UDisc, and it'll show you all the courses local to you. So even if you're, anywhere traveling and you want to just have something to do or in the area, you can find the closest course to you. You can use that for scoring and kind of navigate your way through the course.
Now, how would someone get involved in your guys' leagues?
Just show up.
Just show up?
Show up on Wednesday. Usually people start getting there around 4:30, warming up a little bit. Usually teeing off by 5:20. Round takes a couple hours, give or take. But yeah, there's nothing, if you like to be outside, you could, and the great thing about disc golf is you could do it by yourself, you could do it with a group of people, you could go to a tournament like Matt said that has 500 people. Some of the best people I've met in the last 10 years I've met at a tournament or at a league, or like these guys here, like it's a good group of people. And if you like to be outside and hike around the woods, I recommend it.
Yeah, it seems like it's just like any other sport with the community being ever so impactful into the growth of it. I wanted to ask specifically about kids, like getting interested in it. With you as a North Clarion gym teacher, is that part of the curriculum now? Or is it just up to you?
I mean, younger kids, I have pre-K. I mean, they can't play disc golf, but I have softer frisbees, and I do a frisbee unit and show them how to throw. Once they hit about 3rd grade, I show them the sport of disc golf and how to do it, the different types of throws. And even this week, it was beautiful out. Andy Bish, our high school PE teacher, had groups of kids just playing the course.
Do you guys have like a lot of younger people in your league?
Not really.
No.
Yeah, we're starting to see some come up, but right now, like Caleb said, we're still in our infancy in the area. Mm-hmm. I think the high school is putting in a course, so as the high school course starts to develop,
Cranberry High School.
Yeah, Cranberry High School starts to develop. I think that'll bring some kids up, and seeing the sport being played, have a place to play it at the high school will hopefully bring in some more younger generations.
Absolutely, dominoes falling. Yeah. Now. Sorry. Specifically, like with the high school kids, could you envision it even being like a high school sport someday? Is it in some areas of the country?
I think we're getting to that point. Justin mentioned it. I wasn't sure if it was on a break or not.
It's got to be inexpensive.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things.
Grove City has a club team. A member of our society, William Sheets, he's a teacher at Oil City. He's starting a disc golf club at Oil City. I know a teacher at Kane, Joe Thornburg, reached out to me about maybe doing a field trip with his students and North Clarion students about going up to Kane and them coming to North Clarion. So as the sport grows, I could definitely see it being a sanctioned sporting event.
And there's a large collegiate aspect of the sport too. There's college tournaments and all kinds of stuff like that have been. Really
okay, that was my next question actually. Is Clarion University involved at all, or they have a course, or they don't have a course? But
I think they have something around the YMCA, but I'm not 100% if it's still there. It's kind of been a couple years.
Now we're trying to get people involved into the sport, and you guys as ambassadors and players of the game. But what about you guys specifically? What keeps you guys coming back and keeps you guys coming back to play this sport?
Go ahead and start this.
I think it's just when you do exactly what you want to do. If there's some trees in your way and you get it to bend just how you envision it in your head. I know Jack Nicklaus said this about traditional golf. It's like going to the movies. When you have something pictured in your head and you master it, it's a really successful feeling. Maybe it's hitting a long putt, and if you get a hole-in-one and ace, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I would imagine so.
It is a good feeling. Like Caleb said, just that one throw, you could have the worst round of your life and you could hit an ace, or just a couple things starting to go your way, and that's what keeps you coming back. I know I have multiple goals for myself. I know these guys have goals. I know most people that take the sport pretty serious have goals. So I know that was my big thing, was setting those goals and doing what it took to reach them. So,
to me, it's just there's something about the flight of a disc that's just fun to watch it go through the air, and you know, different than regular golf is there's a lot of shot shaping. So there's a lot of making discs go in S patterns or hard lefts or hard rights. So it's a lot of fun getting creative trying to make a disc go in a pattern that you're looking for. So it's a lot of fun.
Do you have any left-handed golfers? I'm sure there is. Are any of you guys left-handed?
I'm not a lefty. We have a couple guys that come to the league that can do both. So I call
yeah.
them cheaters.
Cheaters.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not sure if that's the exact word in the dictionary.
No, it is.
Right.
It
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
One question I want to ask about the sport is, what do you think is misunderstood about it? What do you think people just see from a big lens and they're like, well, this isn't. It's not necessarily true.
I think a lot of people look at it kind of like we did off the bat, like, this is kind of like cheesy or lame or whatever, or they think it's easy, and it is not easy, I promise you that. Like, if you're up for any kind of competition or to test your mental fortitude or your physical anything, it's the sport for you to try out.
Would you guys agree?
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I'd agree 100%. I mean, I think, you know, I used to play golf in college, so it was like one of the things is it's kind of like a watered down version of golf, and I think that gets that stigma a little bit. But I think there's room to enjoy both of them, and I think they both offer very unique and different things.
Of course. Now, we're in Pennsylvania. You've mentioned all the courses around here that are good and how things are growing in the area. Where's the hot spot though for disc golf?
I mean,
I would say Maple Hill.
Yeah.
I'm just talking in the country in general.
Yeah, Maple Hill's in Massachusetts.
In Massachusetts.
In
I
Europe, I know the Scandinavian countries are really getting
that makes
into
sense.
Yeah, Finland.
That kind of makes sense. I don't know. I just picture them as disc golfers.
There's a guy off of Game of Thrones that's really big into it. It's the Tormund off Game of Thrones.
Okay.
He's huge into disc golf. So
What's his comedian? What's his name? Bert.
Oh, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Is he?
He's also
really?
he's got videos of all kinds.
Interesting. But is Pennsylvania, you think, a generally good area to play?
Absolutely. I think so. Like from where I'm at in Franklin, if I get in my car and drive 45 minutes to an hour, I'm at a top-notch course. Like, and Hassan's I get out of work at 3 o'clock. I'm usually teeing off by 3:15 every day because it's so close and it's great. Hassan is a great course, and when I started playing, I found it to be the hardest course. So I would drive an hour to go play disc golf somewhere until I got good enough to shoot well at Hassan.
Another random question I just had though is, what about course maintenance? Who takes care of that? Who supervises all that stuff? Does it depend on the course?
At Hassan Park, we have the Public Works Department that does a lot of the mowing and a lot of the maintenance, but we kind of get into the nitty gritty. We do a lot of the weed whacking and
like down trees.
Yeah, we have like pull chainsaws to get branches, and yeah, it's a combination of everyone working together, I would say.
Yeah, big shout out to Chris Gorman, the City Works. He has a team. He gets all of them in to work and help maintain the course. It looks really good.
And then some of these courses, I'm assuming, are just free, right? Like, or most of them are free. You can just walk in and.
I've only ever played one pay course, and I think it was in Maine. So.
Okay. That's a huge plus on for people that are trying to get into it. I know, like, I went golfing 2 weekends ago, and I don't golf at all, and it was $20. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, do you guys put money on any of these stuff? I'm assuming.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we do. It costs a little bit of money to enter the league that I run.
Of course.
But it all gets, we pay the course. We have like a course account that, everything that we do from like the leagues to the tournaments, the course gets some money. That way it goes towards future improvements like the baskets and tee signs that we're working on. Like if you're a pro player, like the one guy a few weeks ago just won $10,000 by winning a tournament.
Yeah.
So.
Happy Gilmore your way in disc golf.
Right.
Another just question I had. Other sports. You guys play any other sports? And is ultimate frisbee, is that completely different, or is it closely related, or is it just a sister sport? Like,
I'd say yes and no. It's pretty crazy the parallels between the two. I know there's a lot of ultimate frisbee players that get into disc golf.
Yeah.
some of the best players in the Pittsburgh area and the Erie area have ultimate backgrounds, and those dudes can throw very hard and very fast.
Yeah. Have you guys played at all? Do you guys play ultimate at all? Not regularly, but
Not really.
I did intramurals in college.
yeah, I only ever played in high school and middle school, and it was so fun. I don't know, like I would love to play that again. But any other sports you guys play, or is it just mostly disc golf?
Regular golf and
Regular golf.
disc golf.
Yep.
I used to play basketball, and then I got old and chubby. But now I'm older and chubbier, so now I just play disc golf.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll wrap things up with this segment. We'll be back with one more, and that'll be upcoming on the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show.
Hey, Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at Tio Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Tio Nesta Builder Supply, and yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at Tio Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Tio Nesta, and yes, Tio Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tio Nesta Builders.
Tio Nesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tio Nesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kale's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kale's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
Protect your home or business from all those sneaky pests. Give Hugh Henry's Pest Management a call at 814-316-1875 or check them out online at bugguy.com. Pest Management, where nature and technology meet.
Throughout West Central Pennsylvania, people are losing their glasses. Well, they haven't really lost them. They just don't need them anymore. Thanks to the amazing LASIK surgeons at Laurel Eye Clinic. Call Laurel Eye Clinic and schedule your free consultation.
No matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and toasty inside with a built-in the USA super efficient furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Affordable, quiet, and reliable. You can count on your furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Welcome back to the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. Just one more final question I have for our disc golf guys here on the sports show, and that is, what needs to happen for the sport to continue to grow?
I think one of the things that we need to do better as a sport, and I think the Pro Tour is doing, and talking back to course design, is getting spectators a little more involved. So a lot of our tournaments is not really any spectators, it's just all players. Finding a way to leverage to make the sport a more spectator-friendly sport and make awareness that way for people that enjoy watching it rather than just diehard players.
What's next for you guys, though, in terms of, is there a big tournament coming up, or is there anything? I know you're going to Ohio, but is there a Masters of or do you guys watch any? Is there a specific event you guys will watch or anything like that?
So throughout, you get points. How your season works, you get points based on the amount of people that you beat. So those points accumulate. If you get X amount of points, your rating's where it needs to be, you get the invite to play like Masters or the World Amateur World Championship. We were both able to get the invite because we had very good years last year. Unfortunately, neither of us are able to make it to the tournament, but it was nice to know that we played well enough, and I know that was his goal, and that was one of my main goals because I fell a little bit short the year before. So, I could hang my hat on that one. So,
of course.
From the Pro Tour perspective, though, there's a World Tour, and then there's a national championship too.
Of course. Well, awesome. Congratulations on that in general. But just as we close things up here, any final thoughts from you guys? Any people you want to thank or anything like that?
I'd like to thank my father. He's the co-chair of the Oil Valley Disc Golf Society, and he puts in countless hours at Hassan Park making sure that that course is pristine. And one more thing I'd like to mention to disc golfers and even people that don't play disc golf, Hassan Park in Oil City has a very large rhododendron arboretum. And right now they're in full bloom. It was actually planted in 1961 by the Oil City Garden Club to mimic the Royal Windsor Garden in England. So pretty cool to check out right now when they're all in full bloom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
First, I'm going to thank my wife. She puts up with a lot of time with me not being home, coming home grumpy if I play bad, or coming home pumped up if I win. So thank you, Amanda, for putting up with me. Secondly, I got to thank these guys. I got to thank the rest of the committee. Even guys that aren't in our committee, I want to thank them. Like, they're what makes Hassan what it is. Without the help that we have, or without these guys bringing in people, or people coming to league, or Dustin running a great tournament, we wouldn't have what we have now. And if we continue to move in the right direction, Hassan will be a destination course, without a doubt. Got to thank Camber Disc Golf Company. I know Matt and Caleb both mentioned you could get discs and accessories at Dunham's. You could also get it at CamberDiscGolfCompany.com. They have great discs. They also sponsor a lot of tournaments. They sponsor the league. They sponsor our tournaments at Hassan. Cam and Mel are doing a terrific job in the Pittsburgh area. I was in Ohio a couple weeks ago. They know about Camber there. Check them out. They are doing great things for the Pittsburgh area. I want to go back to these guys. Their motivation, these guys are getting better and better every day. And, without them, you become stagnant. So people just keep pushing and do your thing.
Yeah, I'd shout out to Oil City, the crew there, Chris Gorman, all the help that they give us, keeping the course maintained, clearing out trees as they fall, helping us, keep the course there at the park, because without them, we wouldn't really have the course. So big shout out to them and their support.
Last question I was told to ask it, Justin. Do you have a Taylor Swift tattoo?
I'm sure Jake wanted to know that, and yes, I do. I'm a Swiftie. No, I do not have a Taylor Swift tattoo, but you should check out her new album. It is fire.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, good. Is there a specific disc golf musical artist you guys all listen to or anything like that?
I do know there's one song about disc golf. It's
There's
like
one
a
song
rap
about
song. Yeah.
That's awesome.
You can go on social, like TikTok. If you just type in disc golf, you'll see some of the most wild things. You'll see 700-foot aces and little kids that are 2 years old throwing farther than we can combined.
Dude, perfect. All those guys.
Yeah.
So. All right, well, we thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and keep throwing, and hopefully the sport will continue to grow. And yeah, we'll wrap things up here on the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. Thank you to all of our viewers, and thank you to all of our sponsors.